couple days ago we covered why Necrozma Dusk is such a poorly designed legendary Pokémon, as it is considered unviable in competitive singles in every generation of Ubers. Naturally I had to follow up with why Necrozma Dusk is perhaps the greatest legendary Pokémon ever created, in competitive singles at least. This Pokémon has consistently been a top tier pick in every generation of competitive singles in the Ubers tier, and it has shown no signs of slowing down anytime soon. Necrozma Dusk has the perfect combination of traits, which gives it unmatched utility and versatility, yet it's not broken. This Pokémon basically fits on any team and it will always provide value regardless of the matchup. This Pokémon is incredible in every aspect, yet not overpowered. So what makes Necrozma Dusk such a perfectly designed legendary Pokémon in competitive singles? Let's find out. Necrozma Dusk has amazing stats. Not only is it very strong with a massive 157 base attack stat, but also very bulky across the board. This Pokémon is a bit on the slow side though, but its bulk in combination with its incredible defensive Psychic Steel typing makes more than up for it. Psychic Steel blesses Dusk with a whopping 9 resistances and an immunity to poison, which is important since it cannot be worn down by Toxic for example. The Steel type also gives it a resist to Stealth Rock. Now on the downside, this typing is weak to some very strong and common offensive typings, these being Ghost, Dark, Ground and Fire. However, Dusk has the amazing ability Prism Armor, which reduces incoming damage from super effective attacks by 25%. This makes Dusk harder to exploit and effectively even bulkier. Needless to say, this Pokémon is a defensive behemoth. On top of that, it also has access to both Morning Sun and Moonlight for healing options, making this Pokémon super durable and a very great consistent check to many Pokémon throughout the match. This is especially potent when Sun is up, as it heals Dusk for 67%, basically for free. With these traits, Necrozma Dusk can act as a prominent defensive Pokémon that can check danger threats depending on its set. Physically defensive sets can check physical threats like Calyx Ice Rider, Galarian Termanitan and Zekrom better, while specially defensive sets can be used to check specially oriented Pokémon like Xerneas, Eternatus and Deoxys Attack. Dusk also serves as a solid blanket check to the majority of setup sweepers, making it a valuable asset to a team regardless of its set. In Gen 9 it can use Terra Ground for another great defensive typing, or Terra Fire to have an easier time against Terra Fire Koraidon. In addition, it has access to valuable utility moves like Stealth Rock, Knockoff, Thunder Wave and Toxic pre-Gen 9 to make use of the many switching opportunities it gets to cripple switch-ins to it, such as Yveltal, Groudon and Zygarde that might try to take advantage of Dusk Thunder Wave when combined with Iron Head can make this Pokémon super annoying to switch into, as the paralysis chance with the added Iron Hand's flinch chance will give most Pokémon a hard time. In Gen 8, Thunder Wave and Knockoff are especially annoying for Yveltal since it is the most common switch into it and Defogger in the Uber tier. Dusk can also forgo utility options for more coverage options to make it not as passive and easy to take advantage of by using moves like Earthquake to hit Steel and Electric types, Stone Edge to hit Fire and Flying types, or Steel Strike for a powerful step move. This is its signature move that has a great base power of 100 and also ignores abilities of opposing Pokémon. Dusk is not unkillable though, since it is one of the most common Pokémon in the tier. Many Pokémon will try to take advantage of it. Depending on its set, it can be taken advantage of by powerful threats like Kyogre, Groudon, Zekrom, Zygarde, Miraidon, Yveltal, Marshadow and Ho-Oh. These Pokémon can either hit it with super effective hits or have the raw strength to just break through it. While defensively this Pokémon is a beast, offensive sets should not be underestimated one bit. It has plenty of sets it can play around thanks to its excellent move pool. In addition to the aforementioned moves, it also has Volt on Geyser, a 100 base power psychic move that is physical or special depending on the user's higher attack stat, in this case attack. This gives it 2 powerful step moves to make use of with that 157 base attack stat. Steel Psychic step combination is not very good though, since it is easily walled by many Pokémon, especially Steel types, so Volt on Geyser is commonly dropped for additional coverage. Additionally, it has great setup moves like Swords Dance and Dragon Dance since Gen 8. Which you decide to use depends on what you're going for. Duskmane can use Dragon Dance and utilize its bulk to gain multiple speed boosts and turn it into a dangerous sweeper. Or it can make use of Swords Dance on Trick Room sets to turn it into a very dangerous wall breaker. Duskmane's speed might seem low, but it's actually perfect if you think about it. It's fast enough to make use of Dragon Dance and slow enough to also make use of Trick Room. Weakness policy is often used on offensive sets to make it even stronger when the opponent tries to take advantage of its weakness, which it can easily tank with Prism Armor, or use Berry to take less damage from super effective fire attacks. In Gen 7 it can of course make use of the Ultra Necrozma form at the cost of a Z move. This will transform Duskmane into Ultra Necrozma and gives it additional attack and significantly more speed at the cost of some bulk. This also changed its type from Psychic Steel to Psychic Dragon. These sets are also quite versatile. It can go the physical route with Swords Dance and use Outrage as a step option, or it can use Calm Mind too, since its special attack is massively boosted in this form, and make use of coverage options like Heatwave and Power Jam. It sometimes even uses offensive Stealth Rock sets in Ultra Necrozma form. Choice Band sets also deserve a special mention as well with its massive power and strong moves, though these are of course very prediction reliant and the spoken moves can be played around quite a bit. Necrozma Duskmane can pretty much do whatever you want, which makes this one of the most versatile Pokémon ever and very unpredictable to play against. Not only do you have to guess whether it is a defensive or offensive set, you also have to guess what kind of defensive or offensive set it is. Is it physically or specially defensive? Is it running Knockoff and Thunder Wave or Earthquake and Stone Edge? Is it a Dragon Dance or Trick Room variant? Is it running Weakness Policy or Orca Berry? In Gen 7 you also need to account for Ultra Necrozma and whether that is physical or special and what coverage it's running. All of these questions drastically change how you play against this Pokémon, but also makes it the perfect Pokémon to have on your team. Not only can it do a lot, but it can do all of it very well. This might sound broken on paper, but this Pokémon has a lot of counterplay and Pokémon that can take advantage of it regardless of its set. This is what makes Necrozma Duskmane a perfect Pokémon in competitive play in my opinion. Defensively it keeps a lot of the metagame in check, but there's also enough in the metagame to take advantage of it, and offensively it's strong but has enough defensive counterplay. And it has a lot of options to play around, whether you choose to either use it as a defensive or offensive Pokémon, making it a perfect fit for many teams and very customizable. Let me know your thoughts about Necrozma Duskmane in the comments, and if you enjoyed the video, consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel if you're new. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.